Alright, good morning. It is Monday morning. It's Tuesday morning. We're going home today. We rescheduled our Monday night flights to this morning. So we're leaving for the airport in about an hour and a half. But right now I'm gonna do a quick resort walk, and I actually lost my passport. So I'm gonna be walking back over to Loews Royal Pacific to see if maybe they have it. Hopefully they have it. If they don't, that's okay. But let's do a resort walk. One thing that I noticed about the Universal resorts, and these are Loews brand resorts, so they're not actually owned by Universal in the same way that Disney owns their resorts. But one thing that I've noticed is they are definitely like a little bit harder to navigate. Like they're kind of like mazes. We got lost a couple times, and I've even been to Royal Pacific before and still got lost a few times. So the navigation is just like a little bit different. And you guys have to excuse my voice because I screamed on the Velocicoaster so much that I like made my throat raw, and now I'm dealing with that. So I haven't really got my voice back just yet, and I don't think this weather is going to help. It's really cold here right now. It is 30 degrees, so it definitely got really cool overnight. We did have a couple warm days, which was great. This is the walkway that you would take from Sapphire Falls to Universal. So to City Walk, to Universal Islands of Adventure, and to Universal Orlando. So what we did is we stayed at Royal Pacific for a few nights so that we could take advantage of the express passes that they offer. And then we did a transfer over to Sapphire Falls when we ended up having to extend our trip. So that's an option. Like we just took our bags, we took this walkway, we got a little lost, but we took this walkway. We walked over there and checked it in the morning, and we were going to leave our bags with the Bellhop, but our room was ready at like 10 a.m. So we were able to leave our bags there and then go back into the park. And because we had checked out of Royal Pacific that morning, yesterday morning, we still had a full day of express pass. So that's an option too. You can do a split stay if you want to save some money. It's a little bit complicated, but it really honestly was not a big deal. Okay, so just to kind of get a layout of this resort. So both of these resorts are like a wheel and spoke design. So you have like a main hub, and honestly I wish I had really studied this before I came because I think it would have been a lot easier to navigate. So the main hub for this resort is that area right there. So that's the lobby through those windows, and then they also have 3 towers that extend out from the lobby. So this is Tower 2, and this is where we stayed last night. We're actually in that very last room right there. And then there is Tower 3 and Tower 1. One extends, I think it's Tower 3, extends behind the lobby, if you can see that building there. And then the other tower extends over here to the left. And they all kind of meet in the middle at this lobby. So the only thing that we found challenging is from this room, so we were over here, we had to go down because we were on the 5th floor, and we had to go to the 4th floor, take the 4th floor all the way over to this walkway here, this breezeway, to get to the lobby and to get to the water taxi. So we didn't love that. The pool is on the other side of that breezeway. So the 3 towers kind of circle the lagoon and the pool just like at Sapphire Falls, or just like at Royal Pacific. But we initially came down here and we came out the entrance for our tower and realized when we got across this walkway that it's a dead end. Like we couldn't go up over those rocks to get to the lobby or to get to the water taxi. We had to actually go in, go up to the 4th floor, go across, and then come back down. So I didn't love that. That's just like a minor complaint, but it just made things a little bit more complicated than they needed to be. I feel like they could have very easily done a walking path from this pathway straight over maybe to that patio area, or maybe over to where this water taxi is. But that's not an option. It just ends right here. Okay, so I just checked, and like I said, this is Tower 2 to my right. Here's your lobby. And then over here to the left is Tower 3. So if water taxi access is important to you, and also Tower 3 is attached to the ballrooms and the meeting spaces, so if you're here for a convention, you probably want to request Tower 3, just for sake of convenience. And then Tower 1 is over closer to the pool. So I'll show Tower 1 in a few minutes, but you might want to look at requesting Tower 1 if you're going to spend a lot of time at the pool. Here's our water taxi access right here. The water taxis are quick too. The water taxis probably come every 5 to 10 minutes, or at least that's been our case this trip. So for this resort, our shuttle bus access is right up here. So if you were going to go to Epic Universe or Volcano Bay, you would come down through the lobby, use this walking path, and head right over here to the shuttle bus stop. All right, so we're gonna head back from the shuttle bus stop to the lobby. It's a super short walk, which is nice. The lobby's right over there. And we're gonna head inside for a few minutes because it's freezing cold. Okay, so over here on the left are our elevators to guest house 3. Again, super convenient for the water taxi, for the shuttle bus, for the meeting rooms. And we have a standard elevators over here that take you up to the lobby, where we have this staircase. Okay, so this main stairway is beautiful. It's so it's 2 stories. Right now I am on level 2. And I believe that's where the pool and the fitness center is. So let's walk down there and check that out real quick. Okay, so we spent some time at this pool last night, and I can't get in now because it's not open yet. However, this pool is awesome for kids. There are games. There is tons of seating. Lots of cabanas available. We'll have to check the price on those. And then there is a water slide, a zero entry area, and a little splash pad. So I'll edit those in just so that we can see what they look like. Okay, so this is the Loews Sapphire Falls pool. This is really, really cool. This middle area is like a zero entry. And oh, that's cold. Actually, it's not that cold. It's not that cold. Well, yeah, I'm sure. And there's sun over here. There's a slide back there, and then there are cabanas all around the pool. So in the cabanas, obviously you have to pay to rent them, but in the cabanas there are TVs, there are, it looks like little fans, loungers, and all sorts of stuff. And then the bar menu is attached to the pool chairs, which is really cool. But the pool I was really impressed with here. Let's head back upstairs to the main lobby. Okay, so this is the elevator bay for guest house 1, which, like I said, is really convenient for pool access. So here's our pool. You can see the bar and grill in the back. We have a fire pit, huge pool, and then the water slide is over there. So this tower is super convenient if you want to have access to the pool. Okay, so from the lobby, this is that breezeway over to Guest House 2 where we are staying. So you've got your pool over here to the left. You've got the lagoon over here to the right. But again, there's no walking access outside to get to the water taxi. So for us, this hasn't been too bad because we're on the 5th floor. So we take the elevator down to the 4th floor. We come down to this breezeway and then we walk across to access the water taxi and the resort walkway. However, if we were staying on, like, let's say the 2nd floor, we would then have to take the elevator up to floor 4, walk all the way across, and then go down. Okay, so I'm back on the 5th floor in Tower 2 where we are staying. So what I was saying is in Tower 2, so we're in Tower 2, which is over here behind me, right? In Tower 2, we're probably in the least convenient of the 3 towers when it comes to access to the walkway, to the parks, and access to a shuttle bus stop and the water taxi because of the way that this resort is set up. Our Tower 2 extends out here, which is fine for pool access, right? Like we can go down the elevator bay over there and go right out to the pool here. That's fine. However, in Towers 1 and 3, you're already on the lobby side of this breezeway. So you can go, from your floor right down to floor 2 and access, the gym and everything, the pool. You can access the water taxi. You can access the shuttle buses. Whereas for us in this tower, we have to actually come to the elevator bay, go down to the 4th floor, take that breezeway across, and then once we're across that breezeway, then we can go to, the ground floor to go to the pool or go to the water taxi or the shuttle bus stop, or we can go to the 2nd floor to go to the fitness center and we can access the lobby. So if I were staying in this tower and I were staying on like the 2nd floor, I would probably be a little bit annoyed because I would have to then take the elevator up to floor 4, walk all the way across that walkway, and then go back down. So that just seems like a little silly for me. I think that's a miss on their part. Good morning. I feel like they could have been a little bit more strategic about how they set that up so that this whole tower had better access to the amenities without having to go up and down. So that's my only feedback on that. Otherwise, the room has been gorgeous. The hotel itself is beautiful. I think truthfully, like decor-wise and like amenity-wise, I prefer this hotel to Royal Pacific. The only difference is that you do not get the express passes. Wait, where's my room? You don't get the express passes here, which I also don't really understand. I feel like because this is the 4th resort on the water taxi route, it's kind of like in the same category as Loews Royal Pacific, Hard Rock, and Portofino Bay. I don't really understand why they don't include express passes here. I get that the hotel's a little cheaper, but you could increase the prices and offer that express pass and just have these 4 resorts be your 4 like deluxe resorts. So I don't love that either. Otherwise, it's been great. We really like it here. Bummed that we're headed back to cold Maryland today. So stay tuned for our travel day.